Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my Slim Body Laser Spa's health and wellness show, DRTREDTV.com. My name is Dr. Tread Resacker, and I'm a doctor of chiropractic, and I specialize in using an FDA cleared low level laser to help you to rid yourself of stubborn fat when diet and exercise is no longer seems to be working, or you're just looking for some help to get better, faster results, a plan. And I've been doing it very successfully for a long time. So I am going to, this is for people who, you know, realize that body fat is not just, visual. It's not, doesn't make you look bad in some way, but it's a health risk. It's a health problem. And, it takes more than just changing the weight, changing somebody's weight to really change your health. You have to get rid of body fat. All the studies and tons of information are coming out that we're just too fat. We're carrying way too much body fat around, and something's got to be done about it. I've devoted my life to combating this problem. This is an evil, evil problem that's happening. It's being promoted by food industry. It's being promoted by, this sedentary lifestyle we're in, this fact that nobody seems to really, we cover everything up with clothing. It's just amazing that it's so evil what's happening to us, and we're dying from it. We're literally using our knife and fork to dig our graves because we just don't know what to do. And if you're suffering with excess body fat, if you're frustrated and you don't know where to turn to, if you're looking for another approach other than some god-awful injection of some kind of medicine which has never been proven or tested, and for every drug that comes out there for weight loss, they always have their trend in the beginning. It seems like a magical cure. Then everybody jumps on board, and then the results start showing there's symptoms, there's damage, there's side effects, and then basically it loses favor, and hopefully they remove it from the market. I believe that's what's going to happen with Ozempic. It's just, man, when I was reading about it and how it works, boy, there are better ways. Not there's got to be a better way. There is a better way. All right. And you are struggling, I know, to keep the weight off. And you look at it and say, oh God, if I could just lose 10 or 15 pounds, I'd be happier. Well, you can lose 10 or 15 pounds of muscle. That would cause you to look better, but you wouldn't be any healthier. And, they're starting to show that any of these medications aren't burning fat, by the way. They're causing you to go into starvation, basically. And when you starve, you lose muscle tone. Did you know that? When you go into starvation, you're burning muscle to survive, not fat. So this drug, this GLP-1 agonist, this is more popular right now than Prozac, is creating people to starve because it's decreasing your body's desire to eat using this glucagon-like peptide. So, you have the injection, it goes into your bloodstream, and it plays with your brainstem. There's areas in your brainstem where you have receptors, and these receptors, when this GLP hooks into that receptor, it stops your body's desire to eat. Now, that might seem like, hey, that's okay, but it doesn't only just stop your desire to eat, it stops the whole system from processing food, not just your desire. Wouldn't that be great? Or try hypnosis. That might work. But this is systemically, it affects your brain, which makes you want to eat less, but it also affects the digestive tract by slowing the whole system down. It's called, and that's what's leading to the gas and the bloating and the nausea that's so associated with this GLP agonist. And at the end, if you're down 30 pounds, and you look better, and you think you've achieved something, you haven't made yourself healthier, because that weight loss came from starvation, you not eating. And whenever the body doesn't get the food it needs in the right amounts, it will burn muscle to make up the difference. So wouldn't that be terrible? You're spending this $1,200 a month on this drug, and you're having to take it, and it's giving you diarrhea, it's giving you bloating, you're having nausea, at least for the first couple weeks, and it kind of balances out, and you're losing weight, and you're thinking, my God, this is like a miracle. And then 3 months later, well, but you have to keep doing it, by the way. But let's say you're down the weight, and somebody says, hey, how do you know you haven't just lost 30 pounds of muscle tone? I mean, the only parameter you've used is the scale. That's the only tool, the objective tool. In doctors, we call it objective testing. You know, a heart exam, an x-ray, an MRI, blood work. Those are objective findings, things that, you know, are objective. Subjective is how you feel, how you look, how what you'd say. A scale is simply telling you you weigh less. It doesn't tell you that you've gotten rid of body fat. It doesn't tell you that your muscles are toned. You know, it doesn't give you any of that information. So this is the big lie. Are you really healthier because you lost 30 pounds? I would tell you, if you don't know your muscle to fat ratio, how much body fat you have in percentile to muscle mass, you could have most likely have lost 30% of your muscle mass. I mean, it could happen. And that's what concerns me about these drugs. All right. And that's an evil thing. That's an evil thing, preying on people who are desperate to lose weight. You know, victims. We become victimized by these big pharmaceutical industries and by the media, and everybody, you know, running down the street. Oh, Ozempic. You know, I thought that was O'Reilly. This is going to come to a halt. This is like a train running without any stop into a station that's going to stop it. It's my opinion. And I'm the reason why I'm critical is there's better options, a lot better options. Okay. And one option we have, I've perfected at the Slim Body Laser Spa. It should say, we melt fat so you don't have to exercise or diet. That's what it should say. We melt fat so the dieting and exercising you're doing is more effective at actually making you healthier instead of just losing muscle tone. You know, we're melting fat while you lie on your back and listen to music. I can prove with objective, peer-reviewed testing from something called a bioimpedance analysis machine. It takes 5 minutes to say where you are today, body fat percentage, resting caloric intake, and how hydrated you are. And then after, it takes about 3 months to really make changes on a BIA. It doesn't happen just because you lost weight. When we redo those numbers, you can compare your body fat percentages against your lean muscle mass and see if those numbers have changed. Most people can lose weight, you know, by cutting out salt. Okay. We retain a lot of water when we eat salty food. So by cutting out salty food, you lose weight, water. So it's really important to know that. Okay. So I'm going to share with you a 11-minute video I did several years ago. And it's cool. I like it. I hope you like it. But then I like just about everything I produce. So maybe you might not like it, but I want you to at least give me your honest opinion about it. It's something, it's so many lipo procedures. What should I do? What is metabolic syndrome? And can you help me? And I will let you watch this on your own without me being in the screen. So here we go.
Hello, my name is Dr. Tred Rissacker, and I am the owner, the doctor, and a client at my Slim Body Laser Spa. Our mission statement is that we are utilizing safe, non-invasive medical technology in the form of red light class 3B lasers combined with whole body vibration, detoxification, and nutritional advice to treat, to reduce, to shrink, to improve to tighten and to make firm the subcutaneous fat compartment on people who wish to improve how they look or they wish to spot fat reduce specific stubborn areas. These areas that are resistant to traditional exercise and diet, areas like your chin, your thighs, muffin tops, abdominal aprons, back fat, bra bulges, etc. Of course, the Class 3B laser is a safe option for people considering liposuction, and these people, people who want to avoid the downtime, the pain, the possible risks associated with all the procedures, including not just liposuction, they're all out there claiming to shrink, reduce, tighten, and get rid of subcutaneous fat. The lipo laser at the Slim Body Laser Spa is non-invasive and doesn't damage the tissue while it achieves its end result, which is inch reduction. Lipo, fat freezing, fat heating, ultrasound, radio frequency, these techniques damage the fatty tissue in an effort to absorb it and hopefully have an inch loss. That's not congruent with what we believe at the Slim Body Laser Spa. We believe in doing something that's very non-invasive. And our procedure simply opens up the fat cells, the fatty acid is released, it's passed into the lymphatic system, and you burn it as energy over the next day or two. You do that 3 times a week for 3 weeks, 30-minute sessions, and you can lose 3 to 9 to even 12 inches of stubborn belly fat in only 3 weeks. Amazing.
Wait, did you hear that? Did he say you could lose 3 to 9 inches of stubborn fat in only 3 weeks? Look at my picture compared to that one over there. It works, man. I did it myself. Oh my God. It really works.
Another really incredible thing that the laser allows us to do is that by using the Slim Body Laser technology to effectively reduce subcutaneous fat, while at the same time we're coaching people, we're recommending, we're managing, and we're applying nutritional advice, weight loss skills, food planning, specific nutritional advice, easy exercise, using whole body vibration machines to help reduce the risk of developing metabolic syndrome. Now, metabolic syndrome is diagnosed by acquiring one or more of these 5 different symptoms or diagnoses. The first one is if you're a female, you have a 35-inch waist size in a female, 40-inch waist size in a man. That you're on hypertension medications, and that would be medications for blood pressure. You're on a statin, something for cholesterol medication. Elevated HDL versus LDA or high fatty triglycerides. And the last one, being hyperglycemic, which would be considered pre-diabetes or even full-blown type 2 diabetes with elevated blood sugar, and you're on metformin, you're on some glipizide. If you have more than 3 of these symptoms and these treatments, and you are over 50 years old, your risk of dying prematurely of heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and stroke are 40% more likely than the normal population. This is called metabolic syndrome. And if metabolic syndrome is full-blown, meaning it's been there a long time, your chances of reversing this are almost impossible. And this is due to the chronic, long-standing physiological changes that occur to our bodies in relation to blood sugar regulation, the function of the liver, your pancreas, your immune system. It's related to inflammation, joint pains, arthritis, weight gain, fatigue, mental confusion, and just an overall feeling of being old and tired. That's metabolic syndrome. Diet, exercise, and lifestyle changes can correct metabolic syndrome, and this can help with the precursors leading to metabolic syndrome, that is, diet, exercise, and lifestyle changes. The problem is no one seems willing to begin, or they wait until they begin to develop symptoms. And then they believe that medicine is all they need, and they readily accept these drugs without doing anything to actually correct the underlying cause. That cause being, one reason could be poor nutrition and a lack of regular exercise. Something as simple as that. The FDA cleared laser that we're using at the Slim Body Laser Spa is a solution for the apathy and the lack of desire people seem to come in with when when confronted with having to eat better, exercise more in order to improve their health. I mean, they're so downtrodden. They've been so overused. Diet and exercise have been so difficult that most never even get past the first few weeks to really see the results, and thus they quit or they never really succeed. And they just rely on the meds that are so available to keep them happy, to keep them alive at a huge cost to their overall wellness, since drugs never really solve why you got sick. They only treat the symptom temporarily while the real condition, the underlying problem, gets worse and worse until there is nothing that can be done. And basically, you die comfortably, but you're still sick. What I have found in over 10 years of using the lipo laser with over 5,000 people who start out, some have weight problems, some don't, some are skinny, some aren't. But what we find out is everybody who goes through the laser, after they see the results and it reduces the subcutaneous fatty area on every client that uses it 100% of the time in only 9 30-minute laser lipo sessions 3 times per week for 3 weeks. The average inch loss in the abdomen is 6 to 9 inches, or 2 to 3 inches of girth, without any diet or exercise at all. Now that changes a person's feelings about whether or not they want to, how successful something is. They see that result from the laser, and at the same time, we have instilled a nutritional program, weight loss consulting. We've helped them, teach them about food, their relationship with food. You know, the laser works fine for people who have a BMI of under 25% and who are not overweight. But by using the lipo laser first with larger, overweight, heavy people who really need to lose weight but have failed so many times, they become highly motivated and are more likely to embrace diet and exercise once they see and experience the quick reduction in waist size, which happens because of our Slim Body Laser treatment. I'll repeat this: 6 to 9 to 12 inches in only 3 weeks. The reason we are super effective is that while that 3 weeks is going on and you're losing inches, we are evaluating your nutrition, your relationship with food, and we're helping you to exercise again and be more active by using whole body vibration in our office. We also develop an eating plan to support you and your need to lose weight. And this will lessen the 5 symptoms related to metabolic syndrome. In other words, the laser is a motivating factor. We call it a hook to get you to come in and give us 3 weeks to lose inches. At the same time, if you're overweight and you're borderline metabolic syndrome, or you have high blood sugar and you need extra help, you will get such quick results from that lipo laser that you will become extremely compliant and you will want to follow. In fact, you will demand the information to help you to continue to look better and feel better, to eat better, and to exercise more. There's nothing more motivating to someone to drop 2 to 3 dress sizes in 3 weeks, or reduce your waist size from 40 to a 36 like I did in only 3 weeks. It was hugely motivating to me to continue to look better and to go on to lose more weight and to strengthen my body. It just gave me the what I needed to do. And it increases compliance in so many other areas, such as eating better. I even started looking at hormone replacement because I felt there was hope. I got help for my painful joints. I had a painful foot, which was keeping me from exercising. Now I got over that because I want to exercise. I also realized that I needed to start taking supplements again. So I got back on my vitamins, my minerals, and I have more energy. And I even went and I had some dental work done because I felt better about myself. And I had this snaggle tooth that I wasn't happy with. This all came from using the laser, losing those inches, and then being motivated to make all these other changes. You know, I can tell you all day long it works. And the best thing to do, if you'd like to find out more about the laser and how it can work, is you give us a call in Stuart, 772-223-5885. If you're having a hard time motivating and making changes because it's difficult, you feel hopeless, you've been so abused almost and used through these weight loss programs and things which didn't work, I can tell you the laser doesn't care if you believe in it or not. It doesn't care if you're black, white, short, tall, fat or skinny, Republican, Democrat, or independent. It doesn't care. It's a laser. When it's applied to subcutaneous fat, it will always produce a result. You'll always have inch loss. And as the inch loss comes off, we're there to embrace you when you're ready to make those other changes, such as a food plan, an exercise program, getting more involved with other areas of your life. If it's something that interests you, give us a call. I'm at the Slim Body Laser Spa. We're located here in Stuart. Have a great day. And thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it.
All right, let's get rid of that. I don't know why it's doing that. Wow. Wow. I'll tell you, I produced that a couple of years back. I mean, it's got to be 4 or 5 years because I had my dental work done and I had just made that decision. And I remember how I felt. Uh, you know, ah, what can I say? I hope you enjoyed that piece. Share it with somebody else. This is a technology and a program which I'm very passionate about. I saw it as a solution for this being a victim. I mean, we're being victimized by food and by the industry and by pharmaceutical drug companies are victimizing us to think that without their drugs, we don't have a chance. And that is so far from the truth. These guys are shills. They are selling a false hope. I mean, it's just false. It just is not true. There's nothing that your body needs other than good nutrition, movement, rest and recuperation, and cleanliness, clean internal and external sanitation. We need good family, friends, and a good connection to our community. We should be in a job that has purpose to help other people and to help other people in whatever way is we're feel inclined to do that. And, we shouldn't be hiding from each other, masking each other, feeling such fear and anxiety when we go out. This is insane. And, it's just, we got to keep sharing this message of health and hope, because the way the system is working, it's just killing us. It's destroying our families. Every time I see somebody who has been, if you go out and you go to I'll tell you the best litmus test. Go to Publix in the morning, 7:30, 8 o'clock till about 10. And you will see the people come in that if it wasn't for the cart that they could hold on to, they wouldn't be able to walk through Publix. I mean, that you see it all the time. They put their hands on the cart and they walk through very slowly. And, everybody's got to get out of their house for food. And that's where you'll see the people that are really in trouble. And they're our friends, they're our family, they're our brothers, our sisters, our parents. And I promise you that if they would find help, a solution like we're offering at the spa, it's good for all ages. I mean, you can be, 15, 16 years old. We don't do it for people under that because their still body's growing, and if they have extra body fat, typically it's a food issue. It's probably not a laser problem. But if you're becoming obese and you're in your late teens, and the world is brutal when you're overweight, to how you feel and how they, how people approach you. So getting help with that is hugely important. And we've had patients, clients come in up into their 90s. We had a guy come in from one of the assisted living centers, and he was sharp, man. He comes in and he's like, I want to get rid of this belly fat, and my staff was like, they call me and says, he's 94 years old. And I'm like, is he healthy? Yeah, he's healthy. I said, it's not going to hurt him. Let's talk to him. So I go and I meet him. I find out that not only is he active, but he is very attractive in his assisted living center. And he wants to continue to get those responses from all those women there. I had no idea that people were that active in their 90s. And so it was very important to him. Not only was he a superstar at the assisted living, he was also a World War II pilot, and he flew the P-51 Mustangs in the Pacific Theater. Remember that Baba Black Sheep, that show they used to have on? He was one of them. And he was decorated. He was a war veteran, and he wanted to get rid of his belly fat. And he wasn't morbidly obese by any means, but to him, it bothered him. And he got great results. His assisted living brought him there. He felt better. We've helped people that are handicapped in wheelchairs, people with Parkinson's that are not able to walk anymore and putting on weight. They can sit in the chair, and you can apply those paddles to them. And then we were able to have them sit in a chair, and then they could put their feet on the vibration plate, and that helped with the circulation. And one guy lost 14 inches or 5 inches in girth in 3 spots. So his belt size, the guy dropped 5 pant sizes in 3 weeks. I have his testimonial if you ever want to see it. It's in our office. It's one of our featured testimonials. And with Parkinson's, your mind is good. You're not having a mind problem. You're not suffering with dementia. You're suffering with, your body your muscles won't work anymore. So they're very aware. And to lose that weight and to feel like there was hope, and it was easier for his family to help care for him because he'd gotten rid of some of those inches and that weight, he smiled on his picture. And even his wife said, we haven't seen that smile in a long time, because their face gets, they have no facial expressions anymore. All right. So it's called the Slim Body Laser Spa. I've given you the information. I'm not going to beat this dead horse anymore. You see down at the bottom, we also have in this food drive. It's happening right now. I'm actually on my way to the office. It's going to go on till October 7th, but please don't wait. It's limited to the first 21 callers. It's called a food drive. And in exchange for 5 cans of food, you can get an exam, a consultation, a body fat check. And if you qualify, you can have a free laser lipo session. We'll have to do it on a different day, but we will definitely schedule it for you. All right. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for tuning in. God bless. Namaste. And we will see you soon.